Hello and welcome back to Math with Tiffany. Today we're covering solving inequalities and how to graph inequalities because those go hand in hand. If you're doing one, you usually have to graph it afterwards. So an inequality is an equation where instead of an equal sign, you have a greater than sign, less than sign, greater than and equal to sign, or less than or equal to sign. And you solve inequalities the same way you solve normal equations, except for one exception is if you multiply or divide one side by a negative number, then your sign switches. So, like if you had a greater than sign and you multiply by a negative number on both sides, it goes to a less than sign. So let's use that in an example so you can see it, because just saying it is a bit confusing. So let's do their examples in red. So negative 2x plus 6 less than 12. Okay, so we solve like we would a normal equation. So minus 6 on both sides. Negative 2x less than 6. And then we divide by negative 2. So we have x, and then we need to switch the sign because we divided by negative is greater than negative 3. Alright, now let's graph it. So we graph an inequality by using a number line. So let's draw a number line down here. So we have negative 3 on this side, 0, 3. Alright, so x is greater than negative 3. Okay, so greater than negative 3, but it can't be equal to it, so we're going to draw an open circle because we're putting a force filter on that number, and it's greater than, so it could be any number greater than that. Ta-da! And that's how you graph it. Alright, let's do another example. 6x plus 14 is greater than or equal to 20. Alright, so it's minus 14 on both sides. 6x greater than or equal to 6. Divide by 6. And this time our sign stays the same because it's not a negative. So x greater than or equal to 1. Okay, now let's graph that. Number line. Negative 1, 0, 1. Alright, so x is greater than or equal to. Okay, because it can be equal to, we fill in the circle. Because it can be 1 and everything greater than it. So it goes this way. Simple enough. So if it's not equal to the number, open circle, force fill everything out. If it is equal to it, you close it in because it's yours. It can be that number. Alright, now we're going to do another example. 10 less than or equal to 3x plus 1 less than 37. Okay, plus 1. So how do we solve this one? Well, we solve this one by keeping all sides equal. So whatever you do to the middle, you do to each side. So we're going to start by subtracting 1 everywhere. So we have 9 less or equal to 3x less than 36. And then we're going to divide by 3 everywhere. So 3 less than equal to x less than 12. So what this is saying is x is in between 3 and 12 because x is greater than or equal to 3 or x is less than 12. So let's graph that. So 3 here, 12 here. So it can be 3. So let's fill that in with a circle. But it can't be 12, so that gets an open circle. And then it's everything in between. 3, 6. There we go. Okay, now what if we have a graph? Let's do this in a different color, so I'm starting with the graph first. Say we have a graph. Oh, wrong side. Now what's this graph saying? Alright, well we know, so x, so this is stating an or statement, or x, because it's nothing in the middle. So x is anything less than 2, and x is anything greater than 6. So you know it's an or statement if it's not connected. So if you have two separate pieces. So yeah, that's how you solve inequalities. It's really simple. You know, graphing inequalities is simple. The biggest thing that people get confused on are the circles. So just think if it's not equal to, it's a force field. If it's equal to, it's closed in because it's yours. Thank you for checking in with Math with Tiffany.